Well, it's difficult to predict an outcome of an election because not even political scientists can do that. What you can have is you can bet on different scenarios and how they will, play out. But regardless, the main point that investors may actually consider is that the Brazilian oil and gas market, but also the renewables market, is already settled. And when I mean that is the business environment is extremely well regulated. The rules of the game have already been set out, and the regulatory bodies are very, very respected, and especially ANP, which is the Brazilian Petroleum and Biofuels and Natural Gas Regulatory Body. For you to have an idea, ever since 1999 onwards, the Brazilian political class, it is a consensus, has decided to be a state-led policy that we Brazilians will use to the most of it, in the most sustainable, affordable, and reliable manner, the wealth that it has, the natural wealth that it has, in the guise of natural gas and oil. Consequently, we have witnessed a stream of reforms over the couple of decades, which have only, increased the transparency, the reliability of contracts, and not even one contract of auction in Brazil has been breached ever since. So Brazil offers to the investors, to the foreign investor, a safe and reliable business environment in which he may not have to concern about corruption or incurring additional costs due to corruption or the unreliability and unpredictability of the business rules, because those are already settled, especially by the judiciary as well. So in that sense, Brazil is the key place to be, not only for the technical reasons which we saw in here. It has the lowest carbon footprint per barrel of oil, and sulfur footprint, if I'm not mistaken, per barrel of oil. And they are connected because the capex that's going to come to the oil and gas industry is going to trickle down as well to renewable options that will electrify the oil rigs and the operations in natural gas, which is the reason of here. So I would advise people to, of course, study the political platforms of the candidates, but they should bear in mind that in Brazil, not only the recent streak of reforms has already been settled, and the direction is more market-driven and towards liberalization than to state intervention, to heavy-handed state intervention, which fosters unreliability and uncertainty in the market. So regardless of who wins, at least in that sense, the worst-case scenario is the continuity of the status quo, because it's going to be very hard for them to undo what has already been pacified. So that's basically what you can say concerning the elections. On the long term, on the most important thing, which is the business environment, for investors, there is no big change ahead.